Hello, this is William McKissock, your expense reduction specialist with Schooley Mitchell. And as you know, as a franchise and personally, we like to promote other businesses on social media for free. We're not a marketing company. We just want to do what's good in the world and help some businesses get some exposure. And today I have with me John Langlois, who is with Health Markets. He's a licensed insurance agent locally in the Tampa Bay area. Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you, William.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Obviously, I can see your United States Marine Corps behind you, but tell us a little bit about who John Langlois is.
Well, I'm a disabled veteran. I'm a second vice commander with the American Legion. I am a father and a grandparent, so I have many grandchildren. Try to make sure that once you talk with me, I help find what's the best thing for you. I like to become your agent for life.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about, obviously, you're in the military, disabled veteran. How did you get into the insurance business? How did you end up doing what you do?
Well, my wife was very sick for about 15 years. She had Parkinson's, lupus, and also widowmaker's disease. And as time got worse, she made me promise if anything ever happened to her, I'd stop doing the type of job I was doing and try and help other people who were fighting to get insurance needs, because we struggled for 5 years to get her insurance. Unfortunately, we lost her 8 years ago to the Parkinson's disease, and I've kept my promise and been doing what I can to help other people with insurance.
So this is really personal to you, John.
Yes, very personal.
So tell us a little bit about Health Markets. I have one of your leaflets here, so I'll show that to the audience. It's one of the leaflets that John provided us this morning. Obviously, you can see John's details underneath his portion of the video. You'll see his name, telephone number, email address, website, so you can reach John directly there. So, John, tell us a little bit about Health Markets and what kind of insurances and how do you do it?
Sure. We take a look at insurance a little bit differently than your average insurance agent. Most insurance agents, they represent one company and one company only. We represent many different companies. We don't represent all of them. Obviously, it's too many to represent everyone. But we look at the person as an individual, even if it's a family or a small business. We do things a little bit differently, not your conventional form of small business insurance for health. We take a look at every individual that's in the company. We try and tailor it for each individual and become that person's agent as well. So not only does the company have me, every employee at the business also has us as well. We deal with life insurance, final expense, health insurance for over 65, health insurance for under 65. And it's not a cookie cutter type pattern. What's good for the husband may not be good for the wife. So we literally sit down, take whatever time it takes to find what's best for them.
So who's your typical market, John?
Typical market, anybody who is needing insurance or health insurance, anybody who's made a change in their life situation, married, divorced, has had a child. Life changes dictate what they need to do. So we try to be available for any situation. Somebody who's new to the area, somebody who's been here a long time, unhappy with their insurance, or just would like someone to take a look and make sure they're in the best thing that's available for them. One of the things that's different with Health Markets is if we sit down and we look at everything you have and you're in the best thing you could possibly be in, we'll tell you stay where you are. Don't make a change. Don't let anybody change you. You're in the best thing you could be in. We're not going to just try and sell them something to make a sale. That's not what we're about.
Yeah, well, we get that at Schooley Mitchell because when we do our audits, we show the client the best deal possible to stay where they are. The clients never have to move. And so we 100% get where you're coming from there. So when you and I met before, you talked about you work with small businesses as well. So how does that work?
Sure. With small businesses, most of them are used to a cookie cutter style health insurance product. They get a quote for plan A or plan B, pick what you want. You talk with the person that's in charge of the company, the HR, the chief financial officer who's making all the decisions, and that's all there is to it. What happens with small business health insurance, after a short period of time, they're maxed out. I mean, it can price them right out of the market. It's very expensive. It's one of the most expensive insurances out there health-wise. We take a different approach to it. We give them that option, but we also look at other options that are tailored to each member of the company. Employee A, employee C may have totally different insurance needs. So we go in and we tailor for every single person. We sit down, see what their needs are, come up with a plan for the company itself that could literally save them thousands on what their insurance is, and usually provides them with much more insurance and a much more robust policy and plan for the individuals.
Yeah, and where do you do this, John? Is this in Florida? Is this in other states? Where do you?
Well, I am licensed in several states. Main area where my focus is here in Florida, Texas, Arizona, and North Carolina and Tennessee, but I'm licensed in about 15 states.
Well, that's fantastic. So you've got quite a wide range. It's not just Florida. You can go to other states. One thing I wanted anybody watching this video to learn about. We talked about this morning at our networking group. People going on vacation and being stuck in a country because they thought the health insurance from the employer was covering them. Turns out it didn't. And I know that I've introduced you to one of my special friends who's a holiday agent, and you guys are going to talk about this. So tell anybody watching this video a little bit about that aspect of it, how you guys can help people.
Sure. Firsthand, I know of a few people who've actually gone on holiday. They've left the country. One of them was a veteran. He thought he was going to have coverage through the VA while traveling abroad. Unfortunately, while he was in another country, he was in Mexico. He was on one of the excursions. He got injured on the excursion. He had no coverage. He ended up getting medevac back to the U.S. Couldn't afford it. They had to actually do a second mortgage on the home to be able to pay for the medevac and everything to get him home. And recently in the news, there's been an article out about some women from the Tampa Bay area who were on a cruise, went to Cozumel, rented motor scooters. They get injured while they're there, and they can't leave the country. They can't get the medical help they need because they did not get any kind of coverage. A lot of people think that the coverage they have will follow them on a cruise or if they fly somewhere else. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. As long as they have valid insurance here, we can take a couple minutes, literally 5 minutes, go over what their needs are, where they're going, and get them $1 million worth of coverage with no deductible or nominal fee, and they're covered. I've had other clients who've gotten that coverage and actually used it while overseas somewhere and have been very, very happy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking of going anywhere outside the United States, you're not covered if you don't have special insurance to cover you for that. And John's company can clearly do that for you for pennies in the dollar. So that's amazing, up to $1 million. Fantastic. Well, John, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it because I love to be able to support businesses and let people know about good people that's out there with good businesses. And if you're watching this video, you'll see John's details underneath his portion of the video. Please call him, email him, go to his website. He's available anytime. So, John, thank you very much.
You're welcome, William. And again, thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure, too. I'm now handing it over to Dave for the weather.